Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and wow, weather's changing a little bit.
Yeah.
It seems to be, well, that's all we talk about this time of the year is how everything changes every 5 seconds.
Well, yeah, you can have all 4 seasons in one day, but, you know, I think today and tomorrow is going to be kind of nice.
I think so. I think the whole week is.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think the whole week is supposed to be like in the 50s. It's just like that funny meme that's like you're in the Midwest, Illinois, and you can have all 4 seasons in one day, which is true because you don't even know how to dress.
No, I dress in layers, just like today. I got layers on.
Just keep layering it up.
I was cold in the morning. I know there's a chance I'll be warming up in the afternoon, so I'll take the sweater off. And
yep.
I don't know. So
Yeah,
what's new with you?
Oh my gosh. Well, let's see. Oh my gosh. Everything is happening, it seems like. Right now, it's a busy time of year.
Yeah. Last night was exciting.
Last night was,
We had our very first practice for our upcoming Nostalgia Play.
Yep, Nostalgia Play. And it's going to be a little bit earlier this year, earlier than normal. So that's why I feel like a little bit rushed right now. But, yeah, it is a little earlier because we used to do them in May. And May's just horribly busy.
Yep, no one has time to go to a play in May.
And when nobody has time. So then last year or a couple years ago, we started doing them in April, maybe like that second, third week. Well, Easter's late this year.
Yep.
So, and then the second week, the theater was already booked for a full armor event, and I didn't want to go after Easter, so I'm like, well, let's just do it the first week. So, boom, it's gonna come and go real quick.
April 4th and 5th is going to be the production. It'll be Friday and Saturday night, both nights at 7 p.m. That's at the Downtown Nostalgia Theater in Flora. And the play is a Western.
We've never done just a Western before.
No, and it's kind of a little bit of a play off of like the feud between the Hatfields and the McCoys. Like that's kind of what it reminds me of.
It definitely does.
And but it's a super fun play, and it is full of really good local actors. And
and so let's talk a little bit about the new people we've got.
Yeah,
this year we've got a lot more people.
Yeah,
that's exciting because sometimes people they come and go and that type of thing. But it's
new
just a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time with that.
Yeah, it's a good time. I'm looking forward to it, and it is funny. We were reading through it last night, and it's funny. I mean, people were cracking up and that type of thing. So, because last year everybody was like, we did the Route 66.
Yeah,
so it was like the 50s diner scene. And everybody's like, you're never going to be able to top that. I hear this every year.
Yeah.
You're never going to be able to top that. It's like, do you like country music? I love country music. But I don't listen to a lot of country music, so I want to do some of them older songs. So Jim was like Googling like some Gene Autry, Happy Trails to You, or whatever that is.
I've got some in mind too.
You got some in mind? You need to let me know so I can, because I need to make sure, like, what are you talking?
Well, I can't talk about it on air. It's all a surprise.
Because I'm not actually in the play, but I'm probably going to be doing a lot of the singing again. A lot of my actors are not singers. There's only like 2 or 3. So your basic singer, Lovett will sing, Molly will sing, Liam will sing, and then me. I mean, I literally only have like 4 singers. If
you've never been to one of our plays, in between each act, or sometimes in the middle of an act, we'll stop and have somebody that comes out and sings.
Yeah,
the play isn't a musical, but we have music added to the play, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we just don't ever have enough. We just don't have enough people to pull off a musical.
Yeah, sometimes.
And I'm weird about my singers, man. If you're not
really good, she's not going to have you sing.
I'm not having you sing.
That's just how it is. So you can be assured that the singers that we do have are really good. Okay, so there's that.
Yeah.
Okay, so another subject.
What?
Last night, for those that love the cemetery tour in Flora, because you love local history, and those of you that attend Shadows of Elmwood every September in Flora, we've already started planning that. So we had a meeting. I had a meeting for the cemetery tour last night, followed by a meeting, followed by the first play practice. So cemetery tour writers have now been assigned their skits and are in the process of writing and researching all of the things about the person that we're going to talk about.
Hey, do they still use the kids at the school to do research?
No, they don't.
Why? What happened with that? I think that's such a great thing.
Yeah, but I think that maybe it was not always complete, and then somebody had to follow up and kind of finished it anyway. But
I think that should be brought to our history class.
In defense of the kids, we already have there was a really long list of probably 40 or 50 different ideas of people that had interesting stories. And so we already had it narrowed down, to that 30 or 40. And then last night we narrowed it down to even a smaller group. And then the writers that are actually going to write the skit will have to do the research. Because, see, there's kind of a disconnect there. If somebody else does the research, but then the writer who knows how to write in dialogue sits down to write it, but they don't understand the research because they weren't the one that did it.
For them to do the research.
You have to be the person that does both.
Well, because there's a story along with your research.
Yes. So, on paper, it looks good to have the high school kids do the research, but when it comes down to the actual nitty gritty, it's not really practical.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
But I would like to see classes at the high school about local history.
There is a class called Illinois History at Flora High School taught by Brian Tackett, and my daughter Carissa is in that class, and they do touch on some local history. So,
do they? Cool.
Shout out to Brian Tackett. He ought to be using some of our episodes in class.
Well, yeah,
save him some teaching time, perhaps.
Because we pretty much we got a bunch of stories under our belts.
We do. Oh my gosh! Last night I was looking through the list and. Holy moly, girl, we are
how many
just
episodes
rocking
have we
and rolling.
done?
What episodes is this, Ty? Can you tell me?
196.
196. Oh my gosh, we're creeping up on 200. We're going to have to do something
what are we gonna do?
Special. I don't know.
So you're going to have to do math and figure out when we're going to be recording
That'd
episode
be
200.
Next week.
What? Yeah, because this is 96 and 97.
Mm-hmm. Next week we will record. Oh, no.
98, 99.
So it'd be the week after.
It'll be the first episode we record 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
2 weeks from today at this time.
Yes. So, anyway,
oh my God, what are we going to do?
I don't know.
The best of By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
Well, if you have any great ideas for our 200th, you can email us at bytheway@gmail.com or reach out to us on Facebook. Like and follow our Facebook page for more info.
Yeah,
By the Way with Beth and
cool.
Stacey. But, so I don't know. There's just so much going on.
Spring's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, and besides that, we're in the midst of, just normal we got these things going, and we both still work, and, and I've got my grandchildren, which is the greatest thing ever, and then, we tore down a house on the corner, so it's down, but Jim's writing volleyball, junior high volleyball, and driving a bus, and I'll tell you what, he has been subbing at the school a bunch.
Everybody's been sick. So,
everybody's been sick. He has been subbing so much.
My kids have been sick so much this year. It's insane. And then there's Facebook posts I see every day of people like, oh my gosh, my kids are sick again. Oh my gosh, the whole family is sick. I'm seeing all of this, and I'm like, holy cow.
I saw one last night. 3 children and mom and dad are both everybody's got the flu.
Woo. Yeah, no thanks.
No thanks.
But it has been a rough winter for sure. So hopefully the sickness can all go away.
Oh, let's talk a little bit about the murder mystery that was so good the other night at the theater.
Guys, it was so good. It was sold. We sold out our event at Nostalgia Theater, a murder mystery dinner. It was February 22nd, 2025, and it was.
I got more comments on this than I have.
So much fun.
Besides the children's play in our place.
Yes.
People loved it. It was fun.
Celebrity celebrations. The actors were dressed up as celebrities. There was Elvis. There was Marilyn Monroe. There was Groucho Marx. There was
Fred Astaire.
Patsy Cline. I can't think of all of them. But anyway.
Dorothy. Lucy.
The meal was good, and you just had to sit and
have fun.
Eat your meal, and then you were, had clues that as the people came around and talked to you, the actors would come sit at your table and talk to you, and you would start to slowly piece together what happened. And anyway, just telling you this because the next time that we have a murder mystery dinner, which is going to be hopefully not as long between as the last two, you need to buy your tickets early because these things sell out.
And please don't wait till the day. I sold the whole table like the day of. But, we're trying to plan for food, and you really can't.
Yeah. I had a small, once we totally filled up in there, I had a tiny little moment of panic where I was like, oh, crap, do we have enough food?
Me, I did too. And then, so Beth is like, do we have enough food? And I'm like,
because I'm like, I can run to IGA and
order pizza. But we had tons left over because
it was good.
Yeah, I'm an over when it comes to cooking. I want way more. If I have to throw it away, I want way more. I don't want to run out. And I never got into the coleslaw.
Oh yeah.
I didn't eat any because I don't even think I ate that night.
Oh,
I was too busy doing other things, and I waited to.
Well, I made the coleslaw and it was really good.
Yeah, so I didn't get any.
Sorry, I took it home. I didn't. Well, it was. I didn't want to get it. I didn't want it to.
Here comes her excuses.
Here it comes. I didn't want it to get warm because coleslaw mine's creamy based. It had mayonnaise in it. So after everyone went through the line, I covered it, and the refrigerator at Nostalgia was pretty full. So I just put it in the back of my car instead of, because it was really cold out, instead of just letting it sit out.
I don't like vinegar coleslaw.
I don't either. And
I want the creamy coleslaw.
When I go to a restaurant and they have coleslaw, I'm like, can you tell me a little bit about your coleslaw before I order it?
To be perfectly honest, I don't order coleslaw anywhere except for Julian's, Long John Silver's, and Kentucky Fried Chicken. Because it's all creamy. I don't want to get that vinegar stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Outpost makes good. Yeah, when we eat the buffet at the Outpost, it's sometimes Robin makes it. I think hers is creamy based. I wonder why people would do vinegar based.
I really have no idea. It is one of the greatest mysteries of life. I don't have that one figured out.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But it's probably one of those things, it's what you get used to. So that's how your mom made it. You probably like it.
Right, yeah. Well, and then Jim and I were looking at the thing, because, it just worked out well with us doing the food ourselves. We were able to profit more. And
it is a fundraiser, so we're still trying to restore the building. So we need all the money
we need a floor. We need a floor. So every dime, and I do have caterers reach out to me and be like, I'd help. Oh, I'd love to do that. Like, yeah, but I can't afford. I can't. I can't. We just can't afford it because we never. Honestly, and the other thing is with caterers is I never know who's coming. Like I said, had I ordered that I just seem to do it myself. And I can cook. I can
cook too.
Cook. She can cook, but instead of using,
it's completely legal for us to do so if it's a fundraiser.
That's right, it's a fundraiser, yeah. But here's the thing about it. But I talked to Jim and I were talking about it, and instead of using them big roasters because they're so heavy, I'm just gonna, since we're going to be starting to do more like this, and chances are we're going to be doing most of our cooking ourselves. I'm just going to get those big things with the lids.
Serving.
Yep, they're not very expensive, and then that'll be easier to carry back and forth. So instead, the roasters are heavy. I couldn't even hardly lift that sucker once I got it done, and they're hard to clean.
Yeah,
they're very hard to clean. So I'm just going to go with the disposal. It'll be easier on us. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase some of those whenever we do it, and just the stands and stuff. So I actually enjoyed cooking it.
Yeah, I enjoyed.
It was fun.
I enjoyed making the coleslaw too.
It was fun.
Yeah, I do a lot of cooking at the church when we do funeral dinners and stuff. I like to cook for large groups. Do I like to cook for my family at home? Not really.
No.
They all complain. Like when I cook for a big group at church, like nobody complains. They're like, "Thank you for the meal. It was really good."
Very good.
At home, I'm like, the kids are like, "Oh, really? We're having that again? Didn't you just make that?" Or, "I don't like that. I'd rather have this."
My mom always said,
"Just say thank you for the meal."
Yeah,
it was good.
Here's your bread and butter. You never did. My mom cooked when we were younger, and you never did say, "Well, I don't like that," because my mom was not one of those. She was like, "Well, I guess you'll just go hungry."
Well, my kids have always had the choice of if they really don't like what they have, they can have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or SpaghettiOs. That's their two choices.
SpaghettiOs all the way. Yeah, my mom. I remember I hated salmon patties. We're talking a lot about food because our show's actually about food today, lunch ladies. But them salmon patties. Oh, I hate salmon. To this day, I don't like them. And I also don't like, my mom used to make that lo mein stuff.
Oh, chicken lo mein?
Ugh.
Okay.
I never was a fan of any of that. And when she would make stuffed bell peppers, I would just eat the inside. I'm just a weird eater.
Yeah, when I eat stuffed peppers, I don't eat the pepper either. But I remember that from my childhood too. Like my mom would make pork chops. I hate pork chops. I don't want.
You don't like pork chops?
I hardly eat pork, but
I like pork. It's
wouldn't eat that. She would make goulash. I wouldn't eat that. Sorry, Mom. But there was just certain things, and I was like, and she never like made me sit at the table and eat it, but I would eat the sides or whatever. Yeah. But I was just.
As you can tell, I've never missed.
I'm a little picky, so I allow my kids to be a little picky. Not over the top, but a little bit.
I'm talking to parents that are like, well, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make my baby a whole other meal. No, that ain't happening. There's cereal. Eat cereal. I would never do that. But I didn't cook much when I was because I worked, and I worked late back in the day when I was working 5 days a week, and my evenings were, I didn't get out of the shop most of the time until 8 or 8:30.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Stacey.
Yeah.
I was tired.
I was tired. Everybody worked, but the glory of my life now is now 39 years later, the majority of my customers are retired. So now I'm like, I'm working, because before it was like scattered throughout the day, and then 3 o'clock on till like 8 or 9, packed. Now it's just the opposite, busy, busy, busy. And it's like, oh, I'm done at 4. That's great. Yeah, my life's taken a total turn, which is fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
let's see an ad.
Let me see which one.
We always start the show off with an old ad.
Which one's it? Oh, look at this.
Cornet.
It's a brandy.
Oh, I never heard of it.
Me neither. I got this. Coronet VSQ brandy smooths any drink in the house.
Ooh.
A versatile Cornet VSQ makes 32 different mixed drinks, and because it's especially smoothened, improves every one of them. Mix with pleasure. Mix with Coronet VSQ. Only the taste is costly. Yeah, but isn't that the neatest ad?
Cheap brandy that smooths any drink.
Coronet brandy. And he's just a cute little butler.
I don't know if I've ever had brandy in my life.
I've never had brandy.
But this ad kind of makes me want to add it to my drinks.
Well,
it's effective marketing. I'm like, well, how does it mix with the unsweet tea? Is that
what
good?
Does brandy even taste like?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
it sounds like a very rich person thing to do. Like, I'll have a brandy in the study.
Well, yeah, you're right. That's probably why you and I have never been.
That's why I've never had brandy. I'm too poor.
Yeah. We'll drink tequila. But yeah, I just came across that, and I'm like, is that an iced tea? I've never heard of Cornet, and it doesn't say where it's just got that little bitty blurb on it. It doesn't say where it's made.
Makes me wonder if that was a real glass that they had painted for that and then photographed it, or
I don't know.
Just an image.
It was the 60s, baby.
I know.
I don't know.
If that glass is real, it's probably a big time collector's item. I bet.
I wish it was real, because he's a super cute little butler.
He is super cute.
I'm digging him. All right.
Yep. Okay.
Well, we're going to take a commercial break, and we are going to come back and talk about some of the beloved
lunch
ladies in Clay County, and they were. Yeah, we're just going to talk about lunch ladies and food and high school, grade school memories. We'll be right back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
You're absolutely right. We were just having a conversation about it's like you have to make room for those, and I don't understand the whole cloud thing.
Yeah, so what we were talking about is that I had some pictures on my phone that I had taken of old yearbooks that had photos of the actual lunch ladies in Flora from the past. And if you go back to an earlier episode that's on YouTube, it's about yearbooks, and there's pictures there. But I didn't think until now that I should have tried to grab those photos off of that old episode. And then I thought, wait, those photos are probably still on my phone. No, they're not. Because when I went on vacation, I cleared off a lot of photos off my phone.
Yeah, I do that too. And have you ever come across that thing? And I started doing it. Oh, and I got rid of a lot of photos. It's like, gosh, what's it called? It's on Facebook, and basically you send in all your pictures, and they make a book for you. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Props, something. Yeah. Folks, blah, 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 blah.
Something. I can't think of what it is.
I can't either, but it's amazing, and they come right back, and they're not expensive. Because are all the yearbooks at the high school?
I think there's a lot of them at the Genealogical Society and also at
I wonder if
the public library. I don't know about the high school.
Because I would love to go through. I think I'm going to, I'm always thinking I'm going to do something. I would like to go through I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to go through that and take a bunch of pictures and then send them to that thing. It wasn't very expensive for them to do.
Yeah.
Nice colored book. Because I've still got a bunch of pictures on my phone of stuff when we go over to Don Thomas's.
Yeah.
And I need to really get them pictures off there.
I just making sure that this one picture of my old lunch ladies wasn't on there. It's definitely not on there.
Your old lunch ladies. Well, we got to talk. I came across
I do Shutterfly every year. That's what I was going to say. Now, Shutterfly is not the same thing you're thinking of, but that's where I go through and pick all of the pictures that I want to have printed in print.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I do it in December at the end of the year. Anyway, go ahead with lunch ladies.
So I was talking to Beth. I came across this lady, and she's kind of like one of the original lunch ladies. Mildred Kinsey is her name, and Rena did a column on her in the hometown show. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking let's talk about lunch ladies because, I was like, I only had this, and I said it's not enough for a whole episode, and Beth was like, well, let's put it out there on that You Are From Flora. I love that. Mm-hmm. That's a great
Facebook page. You Are From Flora. Mm-hmm. If you're from Flora, you ought to be on there because it talks about all kinds of things.
And I just put on there. I said, we are doing lunch lady. Tell me about if you remember your lunch ladies or anything like that. And my gosh, by the time today got over, we had 90 comments. Mm-hmm. Lunch ladies. I don't think we realized how much they touched our lives. Now, are there lunch cafeteria workers now?
Yes.
So they do cook real food at the school.
They have a team of people there. I don't know. I get reports from my son at the junior high about the food quality.
But it's probably none of their doing.
It's probably not any of their doing.
It's a federal change, probably.
But
because our lunch ladies back in the day, wow, and they could. We're going to just talk about some of them, and then I'll get to that story. But I was so taken back by how many people posted on that post and how much we love them and we have memories of them. And I remembered a few of mine from Lincoln. But first, I'm going to start off. I went to seminary school, but I was in kindergarten at seminary school. I don't have any memories of that.
Okay.
Because I would have only went part-time. Probably Bev Swaniger was my babysitter. Bev probably fed me. Then, like the South Enders, we went to Washington School. Washington School was first through fifth grade. Washington School did not have a cafeteria. There was no cafeteria. We had a nice little gym, and they had the cold tray and the hot tray bussed in every day. So I don't know where that food was prepared at. What do you remember?
I think it was prepared at McKendree. Is what I gathered from all the comments on Facebook.
Yeah, is that they
busted over.
Wonder why some of them busted in, but they brought them to us.
So you got to pick, even though you were only in first grade, if you wanted a cold meal or a hot meal?
No, you got both.
Oh,
they set a little bitty cold tray in front of you, it came in in a truck, and then they brought it. They wheeled them in, and everybody got a cold tray and a hot tray.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
And I was telling Beth earlier though, it's what's so funny. It's like I can still smell what that whole environment.
Yeah, I can still smell my cafeteria from Harrisburg when I was in grade school.
Yeah,
and just. Pizza day was the most exciting. And that was usually on Friday.
I know. I mean, we need to find, and hopefully if we get some of these names out here, people can find Dorcas Fellows pizza recipe from Lincoln School.
Okay, well.
Big old honking.
Okay, well.
So good.
I actually sent in a picture, Ty. You want to show the one of the tray? Okay, yeah.
Let me see this. Oh, look at that beautiful tray.
This is what my pizza lunch looked like in the 1980s. Yes. You always had the corn with the pizza. Yeah. I'm not sure about the half of an apple. I can't remember, but the carrots, yes. Chocolate milk, yes. Mm-hmm. It was all like that. That pizza recipe is floating around Facebook. for that rectangle pizza.
That's what mine looked like.
That lunch ladies used to make. And it says, I swear it's exactly like the lunch ladies used to make.
Do you have it?
Well, I can try to look for it on commercial break.
Because I would say Pizza Day was about my favorite.
Yeah.
That and chili at Lincoln School, because we had chili at Lincoln School, and they had I was introduced to peanut butter and syrup sandwiches.
Oh, well, I've known about peanut butter and syrup my whole life. My dad, David.
It's like, by the way, what are we eating today when we get to
My dad, David DeVore, he's fixed me peanut butter and syrup since I was old enough to eat. And sometimes we put it on bread, and sometimes we would put it on crackers. And
I'm a big cracker girl. I like crackers.
Sometimes we would just put it in a bowl and eat it by the spoonful.
Now that's a game changer. Yeah. So I'm just going to go through and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the ladies before we get to our main story. So I put this out there and lots of people just hit on it. And we're going to talk a little bit about McKendree School's cafeteria lady. Somebody put on there that they put Jewel. And then they didn't tell me who Jewel was. Mm-hmm. But apparently at McKendree School, this would be so great for children today. Apparently at McKendree School, Jewel just liked to make homemade cookies. So when you walked into McKendree School, the whole entire school smelled like her homemade chocolate chip cookies. And this little lady they would take them and the children would just go get chocolate chip cookies whenever they wanted to.
That's awesome. Imagine? That would make for happier students. I really do believe that.
It makes for happier teachers.
Yes, give the kids a snack now and then like that. They need it.
Yeah, but can you imagine actually walking into a school and smelling?
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
And God bless people like that.
Oh,
that she truly loved these kids and would go above and beyond what her duties were.
But today we probably couldn't.
No.
There's something in the world. Something in the world is happening with our food, and it's being recognized because back in the day, I mean, right now, peanut allergies will just knock you. You know what I'm saying?
They're everywhere.
People, they didn't have and now you've got every gluten.
Yeah.
Almost everybody you talk to, it's like something's changing in our food to make everybody something. So I guess, but I don't know, something changed at the state level. Some of the other McKendree ladies, Rosetta Smith was a lunch lady at McKendree, and I did not know this, but Connie Warren Kirby was a lunch lady at McKendree. I had no idea, and she was a great cook there. And Karen Saylor, I did not know that, but one of the greatest. I'm gonna read this. My friend, this is just the lives that the lunch ladies have touched, and one of those is my good friend Joey Paradise, and Joey wrote me a thing about, he literally starts it. Let me find it. I'm sorry, guys. I should have had this pulled up, but I did not. So I'm going to pull this up. And we are going to talk about, like I said, there were 90 comments last night, so I'm having to scroll here and find Joey's comment. And it just, come on. Here we go. And he is going to talk a little bit about Hazel Akers, who she died in 819, I believe he said she died at the age of 99. And Joey actually came home and spoke at her funeral. Here's what he writes to me. This is Joey Paradise. I'm about to cry. Hazel Akers was the absolute best. She made a huge impact on my life and saved my life more than once from an abusive mother. She was our neighbor for many years. I stayed in touch with her until she passed at 99 years old and came home to speak at her funeral. I will never forget her. Coincidentally, he said, I found out one of her sons lives down here. He's in Atlanta, and we talk often. Joey writes, she would always make sure I got extra food as a little boy. She would always take me into her home and get me clean clothes and wash my hair as a little boy. Oh. Okay, I'm done. But my humanitarian award goes to Hazel.
Oh, wow.
And Hazel was at McKendree School. Yeah, that was a lunch lady that touched his life.
That's amazing.
In ways we'll never even understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's an awesome story.
Yes.
That makes it so personal, just to know that so many of them went above and beyond like that.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. So Hazel Akers, she died at 99, and Joey came home and spoke at her funeral. That's how I can remember how nice and sweet they were all the time. And but yeah, there's just so many good ones. We're going to keep going on about them. And we got to talk a little bit about some of the other schools. I'm going to save Lincoln for last because that was where I went.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about Xenia.
Okay.
Xenia School. Xenia's lunch ladies were Mayola Winterman,
Okay.
Norma Henson, Grace Dickerson, and Jane McCormick Harmon. Now, Jane McCormick is Brenda Miller's mother.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that?
Nope.
That she did that?
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, she actually did that. So that's kind of an interesting. I didn't know that her mother. It's like so many people I knew. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that you were a lunch lady. And like I said, Washington did not have a cafeteria. And then I even got some people sent me some things about North Clay. North Clay lunch ladies were Phyllis Bible, Lillian Mears, Karen Darty, Karen Bible, and Kay Newby.
Okay, so I went to North Clay for high school, and I remember the Darty name. I can't remember all of their names, but one thing about North Clay High School is they would have a meal, but then if you didn't want the meal, you could choose chef salad.
Really?
That was an option for high schoolers. I don't know that it was for everybody else, but it was the most amazing chef salad. So I will say a lot of days I would get the chef salad, and they would give you plenty of ranch, and it was like in a bowl.
Yeah.
It was like this deep. It had hard-boiled eggs in it. It had the bacon. It had ham. It had real cheese and lettuce. And, I mean, it was a really well-made salad.
Yeah.
And you walked away feeling like full, like I can't even eat all that.
Right.
And healthy.
Now, I remember
it was delicious.
The high school.
Well done, ladies.
Yeah, the high school, like we had, like it was like a cafeteria. Like the best thing about the high school is they had like a milkshake machine, chocolate milkshake machine down there, and so you just. But the high school had good food, and it was like we had like 3 or 4 choices. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back with some of the more of our lunch ladies.
Okay,
we'll be right back.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank.
We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online bank, you just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree. Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be. Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County, Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and we're talking about some of our beloved lunch ladies. I'm going to go ahead and read some more of the stories just that people put on the, excuse me.
On the Facebook post.
On the Facebook post. Bobby Johnson Jr., Robert Johnson Jr., he's a year older than I was. He put, Stacey and Bill Earlywine, I don't remember what year, and I think she only worked in the cafeteria at McKendree School, but Rusty Waters was choking, and she dislodged it and got him breathing again. And then he put, Rusty, can you help me with her name? And it was Connie Kirby. Connie Warren saved Rusty Waters' life.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was like, yep. Connie Kirby, Connie Warren back then, she saved my life.
Oh, my goodness.
And then let's just read some more of these. Let me find some more. This one's a funny one. I like this one. Penny Williams writes, I went to Lincoln School all the way from kindergarten to 8th grade. Treva Russell and Phyllis Pickle were the best lunch ladies. The meals were made fresh and tasted awesome. I love chili and cinnamon roll days. Because my name is Penny, Treva used to say penny, nickel, dime, quarter, $50 every time I came through the lunch line. Some of my best memories are from Lincoln School.
Aw.
How fun is that?
Yeah.
Sheila Green writes, Doris was the best. She was in charge at McKendree, the best yeast hot rolls. And she let me work the trays, slop tray washing area in exchange for lunch. That was so helpful. I don't ever remember doing that part. Helping anybody.
No.
Here's a good post from Karen Wolf Haram. I don't know how you say that last name. Haram. I wish I remembered the name of our cafeteria cook at Lincoln School in the 1950s. Sadly, I do not, but I recall the food being homemade and excellent. One of my favorites was cherry cobbler, which was served weekly and cut to fit perfectly in the upper left-hand square of our peach-colored cafeteria trays. Mm-hmm. Glenn Willis was a classmate, and he would often give me his piece of cherry cobbler in exchange for something on my tray. I gladly traded anything on it for another square of that cobbler, washed down with whole milk from little half-pint cartons.
That would have been Elsie Phelps. She was the cook at Lincoln School in the 1950s.
And do you know a little bit of something about Elsie Phelps?
Yes. So Elsie Phelps was my great aunt, and she worked as the cook at Lincoln. My grandma, Zelda DeVore, actually was her helper for a while. And so both of those ladies had previously worked at the East End Cafe because their mother was the cook at the East End Cafe. Mm-hmm. And they both started working there as children, really. I think they 12, 13 years old, they were going to work at the East End Cafe. So they grew up cooking homemade, delicious food. I mean, amazing cooks.
Oh, yeah.
Having worked at the East End Cafe all their lives. And then Elsie went on to work as the cook at the school. Mm-hmm. And I think there were a lot of comments about Elsie on that post.
There's lots. I mean, it came down to the main. Elsie was really, and Dorcas Fellows, which Dorcas, I'm going to talk about my Lincoln School ladies here in a minute, but Dorcas was big at Lincoln School. Here's another one. Mona Bowen Zook writes, I remember working in cafeteria, got to milk cow machine, and doing dishes, got my meals free. And if there were leftovers, we got them. Loved the cinnamon rolls at Lincoln School. Can't remember the older cook who was there. Probably one of the greats there. And here Alita Tackett writes, I went to Xenia School before Norma and Mayola. Grace Dickerson was a cook there. The food was so good. The girls got to be lunchroom helpers. I remember filling small glasses from a milk machine, no cartons until later years. We had a white side and a chocolate side. We also got to scrape, rinse the trays, and put them in the dishwasher and pass out bread for anyone wanting a second slice. I think we got free lunches for helping. Those were the good old days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the comments, too. There's so many, I can't hardly keep up.
Yeah, right. There's like 90 of them. So some of the ladies at Lincoln were Mildred Hamilton. Now, I remember Mildred ended up, when I was in high school, Andy's Market there was on South Main Street, and what's where the Boy Scout things are at. But, oh, gosh, so we could go to Andy's Market. Mike Anderson owned that, and we could go in there, and he had Mildred in there hand pattying out hamburgers and frying them in a cast iron skillet.
Oh, man, that
I loved
good.
Mildred. Oh, they were so good. Phyllis Pickle apparently made the most glorious hot rolls. Velma Frost. Can't go without Velma Frost. Velma Frost was a cook at Lincoln School, and she made homemade cinnamon rolls. And can you imagine? And Velma would actually bring fresh tomatoes from her garden.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
These ladies really went
right.
Above and beyond.
Above and beyond. Treva Russell, she
Big
made
hearts.
Yeah, she made cherry cobbler, and then of course Dorcas Fellows. Yeah, you can't beat
Yeah, there was a lot of comments about Dorcas too at McKendree.
Dorcas was big.
She was at Lincoln for a while. I'm thinking from the comments, must have been at McKendree too, because someone there commented on her, and then later went to the high school.
Went to the high school.
So
and Lincoln. So Dorcas was at all of them. And Leanne Schneider, she puts on there that she was in line. And Dorcas, that's an unusual name. And apparently she was in line behind Gary Randall. Their parents owned the Chevy garage there, and I couldn't find the post to read it verbatim what Leanne said, but Leanne said she was there and Gary Randall was in front of us, and Dorcas handed him something. He said, "Thank you, Dorcas," and she went, "Don't say that. Don't call somebody a Dorcas." She didn't realize that was her name. But so I'm a Lincolnite, and I remember, oh gosh, it was just so great. I can close my eyes and see myself just walking through that cafeteria line right now. And did we mention the Xenia ladies? We did, didn't we?
I think, did you do Sailor Springs? There was a shout out to Sailor Springs.
Yes. Sailor Springs in the 60s. Amy Gill and Norma Abbott were the lunch ladies at Sailor Springs.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and then did I hit a little bit of North Clay?
You did. Mm-hmm.
Did I make that? Yeah, there we go, in Clay, but it's so fun. Mm-hmm. But the whole purpose of this was just to, these women touched her. I bet they didn't even have any idea. And you know what? It's not like, this was not like they opened up, this was homemade food.
Oh, yeah.
I remember our lunch ladies being in there before we even got there. They cooked
they got
all day. And they're not just feeding 5 or 10 kids.
Yeah.
Because
that's how it was at Harrisburg Schools, too. They got there really early, and they were really, truly cooking. Mm-hmm. They weren't just warming up frozen food from the freezer or whatever had been shipped in. Like, they were really cooking. And our lunch ladies were always so sweet. Like, the picture I shared from the yearbook was one where it was the early 80s. Cabbage Patch Kids were a hot item, and they each brought in a Cabbage Patch doll that looked like them, and then set them up on the shelf. As you went through the line, you saw their doll, and they would just laugh and talk to all the girls about their dolls. And we were little. Anywhere from kindergarten to 5th grade, and we thought they were so cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so they not only cooked everything, they cleaned everything. Mm-hmm. And they cleaned and washed those trays and everything else. Yeah. Hey, Ty, let's throw up the couple funny pictures that I put. Not Mildred's actual picture. Okay, so let's just show this picture. I just found these pictures. So look at this. That's a lunch lady, right? Mm-hmm. That's look at her with her hairnet, and that would be me if I was a lunch lady.
That would be you. That
definitely would be you.
You would have on the glasses on your nose and the hairnet and be laughing and talking.
Yeah, that would definitely be me. Uh-huh. That's a cute. So that's a good lunch lady. And then let's show the other one, which everybody, not Mildred, the other one. Yeah, this is the one that this is from a Saturday Night Live skit that Chris Farley and Adam Sandler did. And Adam Sandler would sing a song, Sloppy Joe's, Sloppy Joe's in Lunch Lady Land. Mm. And so that's a funny picture. So if you haven't seen the Saturday Night Live skit, it's one of the It's a fun Saturday Night Live skit. I don't think we ever did it on one of our shows. But here's the real reason. Let's show a picture of Miss Mildred Kinsey. This is why we are here. This lady is remembering the cafeteria lady. Mildred Kinsey served students with a smile. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you a story about Mildred Kinsey, because she touched a lot of children's lives, and her children went on to do some great things. So let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll talk about this beautiful lady, Mildred.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Peggle's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Peggle Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
me order lumber. Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas.
What?
You better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and I'm going to read this little remembering the cafeteria lady, Mildred Kinsey. When the school bells rang in August of 1958, signaling the beginning of another academic year, it also announced the opening of the new McKendree School cafeteria and marked the beginning of a new career for Mildred Kinsey, who would become known as the cafeteria lady. She's way back because we didn't have anybody mention her on our post. So, grade school students from Washington and Seminary School were bused each day to McKendree School, where the students sat down to nourishing hot meal prepared by the competent staff under the direction of Mrs. Kinsey. When the cafeteria first opened, the lunches cost 30 cents. Wow. Can you imagine? What's even a lunch cost today? I don't know. That year also marked the end of kindergarten session at Washington School. Hired by Superintendent C.F. Hubble and the Grade School Board of Education, Mildred Kinsey took over as cafeteria manager after a career as a cook at the Clay County Hospital. She was the perfect choice for the job. She had the credentials, and her infectious smile greeted the hungry youngsters each day like a pearly white welcome mat. Born and raised on a farm about 5 miles south of Flora, she was the youngest of 11 children. Her father was a farmer and cattleman. He instilled a work ethic in each of his children and taught them all to cooperate and get along with others. Mrs. Kinsey was educated in a one-room country school and graduated from Harder Stanford Township High School, now Flora High School. In 1931, Mildred Merrill Lowell Kinsey, before she was married, she was employed in an attorney's office in Flora. After her 3 children, Joseph, Albert, and Eva, returned to work after she raised her children, she returned to work at the hospital, where she was an evening cook for 7 years, gaining vast experience in quantity feeding. The Kinsey's oldest son, Albert, was an honor student at Flora High School, winning scholarships to Illinois College in Jacksonville, where he was also an honor student as well as tutoring math students and was assistant to the science professor. He continued 2 years at Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago, where he received his degree in civil engineering and a master's degree in sanitation engineering. Their younger son, Joseph, received a scholarship from Flora High School to the University of Illinois at Champaign, where he received his architectural degree. In 1965, Mildred Kinsey was featured in an article in the Illinois Newsgram published by the Illinois Food Service Association, of which she was the Southeastern District Director. At the time, she said, "We are proud of our new cafeteria and our school lunch program. We appreciate the commodities and help we get from the state and the national government. We know we have good food for those attending the Flora grade schools." And they did. Each day, beginning at 11:30, a long line of students gathered in the main corridor at McKendree School, anxiously waiting to pick up a tray of food and a glass of milk. And seeing the smiling face of Mildred Kinsey made the wait worthwhile.
What a cool lady.
What a beautiful soul.
So she's one from way back. I love these ladies. No wonder they're special to so many people.
They are so special.
Ty, I think I sent in a couple other pictures. I can't remember. I think they were just, let's look at those. These aren't local. But this brings back a lot of memories because a lot of our schools were set up like this. This is how mine was set up, and up there at the top where those wooden things are, that's where they would set the Cabbage Patch dolls. Okay, let's... Yeah, and then this is a different setup.
Now, I don't remember this setup.
This one's even farther back. So some of you might remember that. They got French fries, and what is that, bacon?
What is that, bacon? Doesn't look like it's cooked yet.
No, it's probably not bacon. Maybe pork chops?
But
I don't know what it is.
I don't know either,
anyway, they're serious business.
I know, but look at those.
Yeah, that looks like the 40s or 50s, judging from the eyeglasses.
Yeah.
But, Okay, and then you mentioned in the article the cost of meals today.
Yes.
They're actually free in the Flora School District.
All meals are?
Everybody. You don't have to qualify for it. Everybody is, because we got a grant because a certain percentage of our population was below the poverty line. So the whole entire district gets free meals. But if you purchase any extras, like an extra milk or a bag of chips, I think are an option or something, then you get charged for that. I know, because my son sometimes does that. Okay,
cool.
Then I looked up the copycat pizza recipe. Let's take a look at that before we have to go. Okay. So this is the cafeteria rectangular pizza slices. I cut off the name at the top, but it's called Copycat Cafeteria Pizza. And Copycat Lunch Lady Pizza. And this is Jill McOwen is who shared this online, and I hope that it's okay with her that I'm showing it to you. But you can definitely Google her and find her blog, and she talks about this recipe. So if you're interested, pause the TV or pause YouTube right now and write this down. We're going to go through 4 different screens for you to pause on to get the recipe. So let's go to the next one, Ty. Okay, here's your ingredient list. This is what you're going to need.
You got time.
It's bread flour, all-purpose flour, dry milk powder. That's not something I keep on hand, but I could buy. 2 tablespoons of sugar, a packet of yeast, some salt, warm water, vegetable oil, Italian sausage, or ground beef. In her photo, she used both of those. Obviously, you can top it with whatever you want. I personally would just make it cheese because that's how our ladies served it.
Ours was just cheese.
And then 1 jar of pizza sauce, and 1 8-ounce of mozzarella cheese. Okay, then let's go to the next screen, please. And then here's her instructions. So I won't read them all out loud to you. Some people won't care. But some people that want this recipe, pause it, write this down. Okay, let's go to the last page, step 4 through 6, and there you have it. That is the last. That is the last of the recipe. So if you want to make...
I wonder what pizza sauce they use, though.
I know.
There's just a ton of... Because the pizza sauce is going to make or break it.
I kind of agree. Unless you put like a really thin layer on there. I don't know.
I'm a sauce girl.
Google Copycat Pizza, Lunch Lady Pizza sauce. And there might be another recipe floating around
I'm saucy.
Uh-huh. But this is the one that I had found and that keeps floating around my Facebook. So... anyway, there you have it. If you want to recreate the pizza of your youth, I liked the school lunch pizza, but what I liked even better than the school lunch pizza was the skating rink pizza. Did you ever go skating every week?
I went skating all the time. They were just frozen pizzas.
Oh no! Like at our skating rink in Harrisburg, they had a pizza. Big pizza oven thing that they slid a homemade pizza on, and then it spun around under the light, and they had like all these it was amazing.
Well, pizza's like if I'm going to be executed after I eat my steak and my loaded baked potato, I want pizza.
Oh, okay.
Maybe so. If you're on death penalty, you should ask specifically for the cafeteria pizza. Then maybe you live longer.
Yeah, it might take them a while to find the recipe.
Yeah, what a fun show.
Yeah, that was fun. I like talking about the lunch ladies.
Oh, me too. And I just didn't realize how much they touch children.
Yeah.
You and I both grew up in pretty happy homes. Mm-hmm. And our children grew up in pretty happy homes. Not every child gets that, so you don't realize how much these women touch the lives of these children.
But kudos to those that recognized there was a kid that needed a little extra help or a little extra on their plate.
Lord. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, what you got to make us laugh?
Okay. A little Jack Handy. Make sure there's nothing. Okay. To us, it might look like just a rag, but to the brave, embattled men of the fort, it was more than that. It was a flag of surrender. And after that, it was torn up and used for shoe shine rags. So the men would look nice for the surrender.
Okay, Jack Handy. Memoirs from his youth, I guess. I don't know. Crack up.
I don't know, but I'm down to hardly nothing. I got to order another one. Or I'm going to have to find another. I don't know. I think they're funny. I don't know. Maybe I'll find something else to end the show on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Funny.
So anyway, as always, you can find us on Wabash Catch TV, channel 100, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. and again at 3 p.m. Our new episodes air on Thursdays and Fridays. You can also find all of our old episodes on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, By the Way with Beth and Stacey. And you can reach out to us on Facebook. Be sure to like and follow our page, By the Way with Beth and Stacey. That's it for today.
That's it.
It was a great show.
Remember your lunch, lady. Now that everybody's hungry, go grab a bologna sandwich.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
God bless you and have a great day.